I want to teach English in South Korea.
Well, that's easy enough. All you need is citizenship to an English-speaking country and a university degree.
I don't need special certification or teaching experience.
No, you don't. Recruiters don't really care about your qualifications, as long as you meet the minimum requirements to apply for a visa. In fact, the government has only recently required background checks.
Well, that sounds simple. I can ask to teach little kids, then all I'll have to do is have them listen and repeat.
Have you ever taught young children before?
No, I haven't. But they look so cute. I'm very good at talking to kids.
What kind of experience do you have with kids?
I entertain my little cousins during the holidays all the time.
Well, good for you. It's a little different when you're responsible for a group of 10 odd children. You can't just sit down, relax, and talk about whatever you want. In fact, it's the smaller children who usually need the most attention.
But we can play games like Simon Says, and sing songs like Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes.
Yes, that's true. But if you teach the same kids for an hour a day, 5 days a week, who do you think will get bored of the same games faster? Either your brain will crave more stimulation and you'll feel compelled to teach them something new, or your body will give out from touching your head, shoulders, knees, and toes 500 times a day.
Okay. Then I'll ask to teach older students. They'll be more likely to respect me.
Respect? Ha, ha, ha. Why would they respect you?
Because I will be a teacher, a professional.
How are you a professional? You don't have teaching certification, you don't have any experience, and most English classes taught by native speakers are seen as great opportunities to slack off. They'll respect their real teachers, not you.
Okay. Then I'll ask to be placed in a high school.
Good luck with that. High school students in Korea are only focused on one thing, getting a high score on their university entrance exam. Little else matters.
But I can help them speak English better and encourage them to practice it if they travel abroad.
That's true. Except most students will be so focused on the grammar they need to know for the exam they won't care about anything else you have to say. And that's assuming you will actually be placed in a Korean high school. Most opportunities are for teaching younger children.
Okay. Then I'll teach at a private language school. A Hagwon.
Great idea. On the off chance you find one that doesn't go out of business within a few weeks of your arrival, you still have to deal with employers who can delay or deduct paychecks at their discretion.
They won't be able to do that. I'll have a contract. A legal document.
Contracts between teachers and private language schools mean absolutely nothing. Their only purpose is to show the government you have work lined up, and aren't planning to teach students illegally.
That's bullcrap. If they don't pay me, I'll sue them.
Sure you will. Can you speak Korean?
No, I can't.
You, and many other foreign language teachers. How can you expect to use any legal services if you can't even speak their language?
I heard South Korea is very English friendly. There must be someone who can help me in English if I get in trouble.
You may be right, but good luck finding them when you're right off the boat and wet behind the ears. You're better off just soaking it up, or cutting your losses and leaving. Many foreigners do.
Why would so many people come to Korea and risk being cheated?
Because you get paid a good salary and aren't required to have any experience whatsoever.
Why would recruiters in Korea hire people with no teaching experience?
Because that's how it's always been done. They don't care if they give schools good teachers, bad teachers, moronic teachers, mentally unstable teachers, or just complete assholes who shouldn't have contact with impressionable minds. Their work is done.
So you're saying I shouldn't work in South Korea?
No, of course not. It's a great country to live, work, and travel around. But do your research before you go. Don't just accept the first offer from a recruiter, and be surprised if they completely ignore you if something goes wrong once you're in the country. Talk to the teacher you're replacing, and see if he or she has had any problems. Know your rights as a foreign resident of Korea. Have a backup plan in case you find teaching isn't for you.